especially I would like to thank you for inviting me here to Romania. So our estate is in the middle of the Dolomites. I don't know if you've ever been in the Dolomites and the Alps skiing. It is a wine region which is of course very much influenced by the mountains which is surrounding the whole region and where it actually is in the middle. So the altitude of the vineyards go from about 250 meters up to 900,000 meters of altitude. So these are extremely huge differences of altitudes and of different terroirs. And that is why in Alto-Adige you find a very big amount of different grape varieties. So as we will see today, we're going to taste 3 wines. And we will start with a Gewürztraminer, and we will go up to a Pinot Noir. And you have to think that in this region you have grape varieties from Syrah to Pinot Noir, which need actually a very different terroir. And this is something which is our big strength as we work in this part of the mountain area where we have the influence of cool climate and then again of warm sunny days. So here we have a 2015 vintage of Gewürztraminer. And first I wanted to say 2 words about the vintage. So 2015 has been one of our most outstanding vintages in the last decades. So 2015 is a vintage where you have very concentrated wines, extremely expressive wines, and at the same time wines which have kept the acidity. And this is why we consider the 2015 vintage as one of the best vintages in the last decades. The grape variety originally took its name in Alto-Adige, in the town of Tramin, where we are located. Center of our production is focusing on Gewürztraminers, which are, by the way, very popular wines. Beyond the Clouds is the wine you will be served. This is now a totally different wine style, as you can see. I see that I'm too quick, I have to speak a little bit less fast. One of our most important wines is probably the winery is most famous for mainly on the export markets. Except this, in total we produce, we are working on 56 hectares. Among those 56 hectares, 36 are in property, 20 are leased, which means that we work the vineyards ourselves. And but we rent the vineyards, we plant them mainly ourselves, and we hoped mainly that at the end of the renting period we can buy the vineyards. So this is a wine which is the selection of the best grapes of every year, which means it's not a single vineyard philosophy, it is really the best of the production of the vintage. And it's 80% Chardonnay every year. And then 2 more grape varieties, which are the rest of 20%, which are kept as a secret and which are always the same, but the percentage changes because we select the best grapes of the year. But talking about barriques, we only use French oak. We have about 4 to 5 different suppliers. Usually they are medium toasted, low toasted or medium toasted barriques. And we use used and new barriques. It's a third in new barrique, a third in barrique of the 2nd year, and a third in barrique of the 3rd year. And we have even started about a couple of years ago to store a small quantity of these bottles in an old silver mine on 2,000 meters of altitude, 3 kilometers inside of the mountain, where the storage conditions are very different from our cellars, for example. Yes, well, I go over to the next one as I see you're having it in the glass. So. This is actually our last wine. It's a Pinot Noir Ludwig. It comes from 3 vineyards. 2 of them are in Glen, on the opposite side of the Leb Valley from where we are located, which are vineyards in a part of Alto-Adige, which is nowadays known as more or less the best part for Pinot Noir. It takes its name, Ludwig, from a vineyard, because we do not, from the first vineyard where we started to produce it, as it is not in property, but it has been rented. And in order to be transparent, we have named it after the vineyard's owner family, which is called Ludwig. But of course, as it is a family estate, our real strength is the vineyards we own, and that is the most precious thing that we possess. So it is of course logical that the soil is being treated in the very best way which is possible. So this is also a thinking maybe which in the last 50 years was not so important as in the last couple of years where it came up in general. Nowadays, wineries are looking much more to the soils than 50 years ago. Yes, thank you very much for your attention. And I just want to say, so we are here represented by Vinimondo in Romania, so if there is any request about the wines, you're very welcome to contact them, or contact me and I will forward you to them. And yes, thank you.
Thank you.